Prince Charles is preparing for a frank discussion with Trump during upcoming state visita. Is prepared for a frank exchange of views with over during the US President's state visit to Britain next month, the Mail on Sunday can reveal. According to a source close to the Prince, Charles will be very happy to talk about climate change if the subject is raised by the President. The two men have long been outspoken in their very different views on global warming. Charles has been a passionate environmental campaigner for decades and called for international cooperation to reduce greenhouse emissions in the run-up to the landmark Paris Agreement of 2015. Trump sparked widespread outrage when he pulled the US out of the treaty, and is even on record as claiming that the concept of global warming was created by China to damage the US economy. According to palace sources, diplomatic protocol says that the agenda for the meeting should be dictated by Trump as the visiting head of state. But a source close to the Prince last night told the Mail on Sunday it remains very likely climate change will be discussed, adding that no conversations have taken place to prevent it from being raised. The source said climate change is a subject that the Prince has talked about for 40 years and he will look forward to discussing it with the President should it come up. He would be very happy. Given Trump's notoriously volatile personality, a frank discussion risks becoming heated. But a second source said that Charles had more than enough experience to prevent any diplomatic incident. An intervention by Charles over climate change could spark new fears that the heir to the throne will be a meddling monarch. The Prince has responded to such accusations in the past, saying he will discontinue campaigning when he becomes king. Trump's meeting with Charles is expected to take place at his official residence, Clarence House, on June 3. On the same day, the Prince declined to meet Trump when he came to Britain last year. At the time, it was, according to plans released last week, Trump and his wife Melania are set to arrive in England on the morning of June 3, where they will be welcomed at Buckingham Palace by the Queen, Charles, and Camilla. The President is supposedly bringing 4 of his 5 children with him, along with their respective partners, but their involvement in the visit itself has not yet been made clear. The trip includes a private lunch with the Queen and Prince Harry at Buckingham Palace. Meghan is conveniently on maternity leave, having called Trump divisive and misogynistic. Trump and Melania will meet the Cambridges at the state banquet, along with Charles, Camilla, and the Queen, and will then continue to Clarence House for a private tea with Charles and Camilla, where it is likely any discussions about climate change would take place. Last night, a spokesperson for Clarence House declined to comment but noted that all discussions held will be private. Princess Diana's death crash was not an accident and 2 cars involved have never been traced, say. Disabled father says he's been left staring at a wall all day after botched renovation of his home. 4 children whose brothers aged 13 and 14 died in poison incident are now being cared for by. Killer driver is finally unmasked. Police officer's son, 18, who was spared jail despite plowing. Is this Ferek's landslide in waiting? Millions of ballot. Incredible moment. Yoga instructor, 35, who went on a hike in a Hawaii forest and got lost for 2 p.m. looks relaxed as she browses her local Waitrose with husband Phil hours after her tearful. Sasha Obama goes to the prom. Former first daughter, 17, looks very glamorous as she is seen off by. Billionaire Crown Prince of Dubai angers his neighbors at £75 million Surrey estate after. Police hunt robber who held knife to Baba's throat after his grandmother refused to hand him her. I absolutely should have acted more responsibly and respectfully. Moby publicly apologizes to. British climber, 44, becomes 10th to die on Everest in last 9 days amid overcrowding at summit. There be asterisk 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 es Mel B attacks Posh for not joining reunion and Jerry for splitting up the spice. A Wheelie good night. Bank Holiday Rev, the cemetery where they don't bury the dead inside the Balinese village where bodies are laid out. ID never move in a million years. Last resident living.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot bar. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.